Hello, hello. I'm live. Bang on, just as it went from 59 to 10:59 to 11 a.m. Oh, I like it when I time it just right. But hello. I think it's saying my internet connection is a bit wibbly, so we will see. We've currently got one person watching. Hello, one person watching. Thank you for joining me. So yeah, Kelly Bear here, doing my first live since the day before my birthday. So that was the last time I did my birthday party live chat. And then last week I had my birthday, and my husband had taken, my birthday was on the Monday, my husband had also taken the Tuesday off, so we had a couple of days together to chill. Hello V Kestrel, and hello Alicia, lovely to see you both. So I'm just rubbing in some more hand cream, because no matter how much I seem to put on, it's just not working because they're so parched. I wash my hands all the time, and in the winter with the heating and the cold weather, it just gets really bad. So yeah, and then I didn't actually feel very good for a good chunk of the rest of the week last week. So I didn't make any videos, I didn't do any lives, I didn't really do any stuff for the shop. I was just a bit of a potato. Hello Naomi, lovely to see you. How are you, my love? And Sam, hello. Sam, I know it seems really finicky, but I'm just going to say up top, I really don't like being called Kel. I know people call me Kel for short because it's like a term of sort of, what's the word? What's the word? It's just meant to be like a friendly shortening of the name. But yeah, most of my family call me Kel, and I like it makes me feel like and I used to always feel uncomfortable correcting people, but because I have so many trans and non-binary, genderqueer, gender non-conforming people in my life where they've changed their name if I've known them before they were trans, or came out as non-binary if they've changed their name, and so many people have corrected their pronouns that are appropriate for them, and so I've gotten so used to respecting that and hearing people sort of inform me or let me know that it's just become a bit more of a like, I still feel a little uncomfortable because it feels like, oh, you don't want to be called Kel, it's just the shortening of your name. But I shouldn't feel weird about it, right? Because it's literally what people address you by is your name. So, hi, Chris. No, don't apologise. It's absolutely fine. You didn't know. Loads of people do it because, it is like a term of endearment. And I know a couple of other Kellys that absolutely do not mind being called Kel. But for me, I don't know why. It's always, ever since I was a kid, it's always grated on me. And it wasn't until I got into my late 20s, early 30s, where I started to actually I don't know, correct people, but mostly people that I had just met. It's Kelly, not Kel. It's more difficult. Like I don't even think I've told like my closest family that it annoys me, because the problem with having a bunch of Irish and a bunch of Cockney people as family is, it's actually true in the north as well, because I had an ex from Yorkshire, and they always used to call me Kel because they knew it wound me up. So anyone that is like, oh, Bants, will like totally just call me Kel because they know it winds me up, and that's the kind of family I have. So yeah, Chris has turned up, elemental cartomancy. That sounded really terrible. Well, Chris has turned up. Like, fancy seeing you. I decided to show up, did you? I didn't mean it like that. I meant, oh, Chris is here. Oh my god, Naomi's good. That's good to hear. So yeah, don't apologize, Sam. But my sister hated Diane. She would correct it to Diana. Yep, I know a couple of Dianas who get called Diane or Di, and they're like, no, please, it's Diane. It's our name, right? It's what we don't think. So anyway, that was a whole by the by, nearly 5 minutes of me going on. Do you know what? I was going to say that, Chris. It does also put me in mind of Keenan and Kel, the show that I used to watch when I was younger, which I did enjoy. But at the same time, like, yeah, and there's nothing wrong with it reminding me of Keenan and Kel. It's just not my name. It doesn't feel like me. When people say Kel, unless it's literally in the voice, of my closest family, because that's pretty much what they always call me, barring a couple of other family members. If someone else says Kel out loud, like in the street, I wouldn't respond, because I don't even relate to it. It's weird. Like my full name, I have a hyphenated first name. It's Kelly Michelle. No one calls me Kelly Michelle. There's the odd person. When I was first on Facebook, I had Kelly Michelle Humphreys because I put my whole name in. And there were people that I had met, acquaintances, and then I met them in real life, friends of friends, and they'd go, "Oh, hi, Kelly Michelle, lovely to meet you," because that's the name that they see on Facebook. And I was like, oh God, I was like, just call me Kelly, it's fine. And then I changed that. I took the Michelle out because no one calls me Kelly Michelle. The only time I get called Kelly Michelle, like my full name, including my full hyphenated name, was when I was a kid, when I was in trouble with my mum. That's the only time ever. Kelly Michelle. Same with my sister. My sister's got a hyphenated first name as well. I don't know why. Also, both me and my sister have unisex, or I guess any gendered names. I think I've talked about this before. Obviously, Kelly is any gendered name, and Lindsay is my sister's name. So we have That's interesting. Although that wasn't, although I say, yeah, I've got a good Irish name, I was literally named after Charlie's Angel and a Beatles song. So my mum and my dad picked a name each. So my mum picked Kelly from Charlie's Angel, and my dad picked Michelle for Michelle My Belle, the song Michelle My Belle. Yeah. That this is what happens when you have parents who have kids young. They just pick weird names. But thankfully my mum was also like, it's a good strong Irish name, because being Irish, she wanted anyway. Natalie, hello from South Australia. Thursday night where you are. What time is it for you, Natalie? And Alicia is in Western Australia, so all the Aussies representing. Whoop, whoop. I've never done that before. I think I just wanted to say hello quick. I was named after, you were named after a witch. Were you named after Samantha from Bewitched, Sam? I used to love that. I really loved what they did with WandaVision, where they had one of the episodes was very much in the style of Bewitched. That was great. Oh, you were? Well, that's bloody cool, isn't it, for a pop culture reference? Awesome sauce. Anyway, all of that out of the way, the preamble, the nods. Oh, Chris has got tonsillitis. No, dude, not fun. Oh, my love. I hope you feel good. It's been a rough couple of days. Oof, tonsillitis is the horrible. I've had tonsillitis loads, especially through my 20s. I had a problem with my throat, and I kept getting reoccurring infections. It was really not fun. So massive sympathies and healing vibes. Going to you. 9:40 p.m. And you were named after Natalie Wood. I'm assuming that was before her tragic end, though, right? That was awful. Poor woman, but she was very cool. But yeah, let's all hope Chris gets well soon. Anyone else named after a particular character or a celebrity? Or do you know why your parents picked your name particularly? I find it really interesting. Yeah. So Sam's got the box sets of Bewitched. Cool. So yeah, I'm here to do like a little birthday haul because people seem to really enjoy seeing what I got for Christmas. So I thought I'd share what I got for my birthday. I think I've pulled everything out. I did get some money from family. I did get like vouchers, book vouchers. My dad got me book vouchers. My sister got me book vouchers, and she sent me a box of like vegan chocolates and things. I got like other boxes of chocolates and things and cake. That's mostly gone. I do have some of the chocolates downstairs. I'm trying to eke them out. Yay, money. Yeah, basically I need to go and put that into my bank at some point. In the middle of Plague Central. Because otherwise I can't spend it. I'm like, we can do bank transfers now, folks. Like my mother-in-law, she gave me a couple of little things. She got me some handmade soaps, which I haven't brought up because they're in the bathroom. Some lovely 3 different flavors, 3 different scents. I keep calling them flavors of soaps. One's like a lavender and something, one is lemon and something, and one is something and something. I can't remember. And then she also, my mother-in-law, she transferred some money to me because I keep saying there's so many books and like decks that I want this year. So they're like, well, you just pick what you like and treat yourself throughout the year. But she also gave me this labradorite like bunny rabbit. It's almost like it's gazing at, like, I think it's meant to be a mouse, not a bunny rabbit. I think it's a mouse or a rabbit. It looks like it could be a rabbit. Oh no, it's tail. I've just realised a mouse would have a long tail. It's a fucking rabbit. I was calling it a mouse when I first opened it, but yeah, I think it's meant to be like a moon gazing hare maybe, or a moon gazing bunny with an EH at the end. And I'm not really one for crystals a lot of the time. I don't buy crystals. I get pretty much all of the crystals I have, barring a couple of pieces that I bought in my very early 20s, have been gifted to me because I heard very early on about how crystals are mined. It's not great. So I avoid, and also I'm not really into the whole crystals. Like I'm always like, I don't know, it's just never been my thing. So if that's your thing, that's fine. It's just not mine. And I did have more crystals that I bought when I was younger, but I've slowly gifted them away. But then people keep gifting crystals to me because that's what woo folk do, right? But she gifted me this along with some soaps and then the money because she was like, I wanted you to have a little something to open. And I'm not really into crystals. I actually have a lovely piece of labradorite that was gifted to me from Simon from the Hermit's Cave, which is a nice like palm stone, which I find really nice to hold sometimes if I'm anxious or I'm meditating. It's something to sort of focus on. But the reason that she picked it, and I think she must have bought it from that little, they live in Skegness, my in-laws, and I think she bought it at the little sort of woo shop in Skegness that Simon's been to, and I think it's called the Magpie's Nest, maybe. I don't know if I'm misremembering that, but I know that she's picked this out. She's not a woo person at all, my mother-in-law, but she's obviously read through this and gone, oh, well, I'll get that for her. I'm having deja vu right now. Well, labradorite is a feldspar stone which helps an individual regain energy while aiding the body and spirit and healing itself. So obviously she's picked that because, which I was crying when I was reading this on my birthday, because I struggle with chronic health issues. I very much struggle with fatigue. I don't mean fatigue in the colloquial sense. I mean fatigue in the medical sense, which is why sometimes you'll see me disappear for long periods of the time because I'm simply cannot function. In the metaphysical world, labradorite is considered one of the most powerful protectors. It is also a stone for transformation, aiding through change. And I thought that was very lovely. Nice nails. I have tiger's eye. Nice nails. Oh, with those 2 separate two separate comments. Nice nails, and then you have tiger's eye. Tiger's eye for what, my dear? Or do you have tiger's eye nails, to Sam? But yeah, it's really, really cute. I thought it was very, very sweet of her. And it's just a little green bag that almost matches my nails. So actually, seeing as you have mentioned my nails, Sam, that brings me on to the other thing. I don't have my nails painted very often, but I always used to when I worked in fashion, as much as I used to always have to do them because I was a pattern cutter and I was constantly using my hands, and my hands were always getting dry because I was handling card and paper. But I always liked to have my nails done. But, you know, gel nails weren't really a thing back then. It was all just painted on. But, you know, I took the time to do it. And then when I started doing hair and makeup professionally, I found that whenever I painted my nails, because I used so much hairspray, regular nail polish would get ruined and peel and get sticky from all the nail. Basically the chemicals in the hairspray would affect the nail polish, so it was just a pain. And honestly, every time I have ever painted my nails ever in my life, especially on my hands, usually within 1 hour of painting them, I could literally spend 2 hours really doing myself a manicure, really allowing time to dry in between each coat, and still I would chip them or knock them or smudge them within an hour of finishing. It drives me mad. Can people still see or hear me? Because it keeps saying my internet's a bit wibbly. I should change. Sorry, I've just realised, poor Chris, I've left that comment up. Sorry, my love. And then someone said that I could try and use gel nails or, you know, going for professional manicures, but I couldn't really afford that. And also, I found out that it does also affect that the hair, certain hair products and hairsprays could also affect gel nails. And I was like, oh, well, I just can't have my fingernails painted very often. I still would do them occasionally. So I'd mostly stick to doing my toes, because at least I could have my toes done. But again, I haven't really been doing that much lately because I've just been like, meh, where am I going? What am I doing? But it does make me feel better. Anyway, all that is to say that last year, whilst looking at different home gel systems, you know, where you get your own little lamp and everything to do them, I found there was one that I had been looking called Madame Glam, but the place that stocked it in the UK was no longer stocking it, and I couldn't find it anywhere else. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I can't do that. But then I was having a look online, and I found it's basically a gel system using powders, which other gel systems use. But this is a 16 free, which means it's got 16 harmful chemicals it's free from, vegan, cruelty-free set, and it's called Sisterco, and it's called Mineral Bond because you can get acrylic nail powders for doing gel nails at home and for professionally, but this one's apparently they're all like actual mineral powders. Again, I don't know how ethical mineral powders are, but then I used makeup which was like using mineral powders as well, I guess, when I was doing makeup professionally, and I tried to buy vegan and cruelty-free brands, and they do have like holographic ones, so I'm like, I don't know how have they got the holographic one, so I'm still a bit like, I don't know. Anyway, so I got this is called Sisterco Mineral Bond, and I've got the huge big set. They were having a sale on, so I got this for like 30 or 40 pounds off and free shipping. It's from Australia. It had the site said UK, so I was like, oh, maybe they're stocking in the UK. That's cool. Maybe that's why there's free shipping. So I put all the order through, and then it said 2 days later, your order has left Australia. And I'm like, what? So it took 3 weeks to arrive, almost to the day. But yeah, it comes in this little set. I got the deluxe set, which comes with, you get 3 mineral powder, well, 6. The deluxe set, you get to choose 6 colors. Basically, it's so quick. You put your base coat on. So you put your base coat on, you put it under your little lamp. It's not a UV lamp. And that was another thing. I didn't want a UV one. I wanted an LED one. And this is the one with the lights all the way around, so it cures the nails more quickly. It's pre-timed for 60 seconds. So you could poo, I guess. You do a thin layer of base coat. You put it under the lamp. It cures for 60 seconds. You then take the little applicator and your powder and you buff it into the nail. You then take your top coat, and this is the gloss type top coat that comes with the kit, but you can also get a matte top coat. You put that on top of the nail and you cure it for 60 seconds. And I basically do that on all the nails one hand. I do all the nails, base coat, cure, powder, top coat, cure, and then the other one. It takes 10 minutes. It's not only is it quick, you cure it, and then that's it. You can do everything. I cured them 2 or 3 times last night because I knew I did it before going to bed, and I didn't want the nails to get wrecked like on the blankets or anything, just in case. So I but yeah, they're like proper and glossy. So I've got a bunch of colors. So yesterday I used this color, which is forest green, and then I've got like boysenberry, which I had on last week, which is purple, sangria, which is like a blood red. I've got wine, which is like a burgundy, raven, which is black, metallic black, and then cosmos, which is like a purple, mauve, and green triochrome thing. So it's really, really cool. And then they give you little pots so you can mix your own colors as well. So I am like properly into it. I've done my toes. And then when I did my nails first last week with the purple, I was like, hang on, This is just pigment powder. I have pigment powders in my makeup kit. So I pulled out a bunch of my pigment powders and then basically tried a bunch of different colors on all my toes, including holographics, glitters, duochromes, triochromes, matte pigments. They all work. So literally I have these colors plus the colors that I have in my kit. It's a shame I don't have as many pigments as I did before, because I've used a lot of them and I was planning to restock them in 2020, get new ones for my kit, but then we know what happened, and so I didn't. So yeah, anyway, I would have done decks first, but obviously Sam mentioned my nails. So you're probably like, I want to see the bloody decks. So I'm going to show the decks, because that's probably what you're most interested in, not nails. Sorry, I did that all in the wrong order, but I need to eat some snack bar. Yum. New brand of snack bar that was on offer. Anyway, I've got 5 decks, 3 of which I bought myself, 4 of which are tarot, 1 of which is oracle. I bought, 3 of the tarot for myself. You would have already seen the tarot decks, I think, for the most part. So the first one I bought at the beginning of January was the Cthulhu Dark Arts Tarot. I know that Chris has this one. I've not used this yet. I have tried to shuffle it. The light's a bit, for those of you who might not have seen it, but it's a pip deck, and I have said in a couple of previous videos I've shown this, that the only thing I wish they had done is done different backgrounds on the suits, because all of the suits, just to give you an example, have this grey background, and I'm like, you probably could have changed the colour, just kept it the same, just change the colourway, just so when you're doing a reading it's a bit more noticeable. But it's not a deal breaker for me. These cards are really big, they're long, and they're actually wider than a standard like Smithwaite deck. Let's measure them. Shall we see how big they are? For now. Sorry, it'll be in centimeters, as I always say, because we are in Europe and we use the metric system. 16.5 centimeters long and 8.5 centimeters wide. So yeah, that is pretty chunky. And the deck's not, I guess the deck is quite thick as well. The cardstock's flexible but quite thick. So yeah, so this was the first, this was a complete impulse buy. I was watching a video, I went, oh my god, that's cool, and I ordered it. I know fuck all for the most part about Cthulhu and Lovecraft's other works. I just know that Lovecraft was a bigoted piece of shit, but this is created by an artist, and it's inspired by the stories, but I'm hoping not the person. So I'm planning to dig into this one in the sort of autumn / Halloweeny time. Yeah, the moon card's lovely, isn't it, Naomi? The star card's really nice. The colours is what got me, the detail work, and then the colours. It's almost like it has an etching feel, like a 18th, 19th century etching look to the work, but then the colours are just scrumptious. Like this is a yummy, soft aquarry coloured green, and then it's got this almost slightly luminous pink and coral. And it just looks like she's glowing. The light is glowing. The pool of water is glowing, and it's reflecting off her. And she's got some kind of like tattoos or weird things, something crawling up her. I don't know. She's got something on her skin, which looks like she could be some kind of alien creature, or it's tattoos, or it's some kind of disease. I don't know. She's transforming into something. So, the courts are bizarre. Looks like there's a portal in the background with a dragon coming out of it. So yeah, I just love. There's this like huge obelisk that someone is sneaking behind for the Hierophant, looking suspicious. The Lovers is pretty grim. So yeah, I'm intrigued. Yeah, I'll show the moon again for those who missed it, because Naomi said the moon's cool. What's that coming out? It's like a sea. It's not a lobster. It's some kind of other. Oh, what are they called? I can't remember what they're called. I'm forgetting the word. But it's basically like a big sea insect. I guess crustaceans are kind of the bugs of the sea. So yeah, the aces, I do like the aces, get a bit more colour in the aces. So, the tower again. I'll show the tower because I really like the tower. This makes me think of a photographer I follow on Instagram and Twitter called Breezy. His photography is amazing. It's really atmospheric. It's very spooky. He does a lot of nighttime photography, but he also does less daytime photography, but his daytime stuff has this very sort of dreamlike California sun look to it, sort of ice cream shades, and really, really gorgeous photography. I really like his artwork. I'd love to get a couple of prints of his at some point. Hi, Stephanie, and Claire is here as well. Oh God, I've dropped the pillow. Oh, I've got to be careful. Oh, my back. I pulled my back, bringing up a little bit, bringing up the shopping this morning when I got a delivery of food. So I really struggled to shuffle this deck. I'm not surprised, Chris. I don't even know how I'm going to shuffle it. I side shuffled it, didn't I? That's what I did when I opened it on a couple of weeks ago on camera. I side shuffled. So just really really gross slurping noises while I try and get my tea out of Antoine. I'm going to have to put his little hat on because it doesn't fit. It's from a different cup, but it's the best I can do. Oh, hello. Actually, it looks more like a little sailor's cap or something than a beret. I was thinking it looks like a beret. And he's called Antoine, so he's kind of, a French bear. I don't know. He looked like an Antoine. I don't know. So the second deck that I purchased for myself for my birthday, because it was £8.90 or £8.99. I double checked, and I still can't remember. Tattoo Tarot, Ink and Intuition, art by artist and tattooist Megamundum, who is a London-based tattoo artist, and the book is by, what's her name? Is it Karen Mahoney or something? Oh no, completely wrong. Not Karen Mahoney. Why am I thinking Karen? Diana McMahon Collis. That's why. Bargain, right? I had exactly, Stephanie. I was like, it would be rude not to buy it. Right? Yeah, I know, Chris. I haven't watched your video about was it 10 decks? I can't live without, but I did see in the promo picture that it's got this deck in it. I'm slowly working my way through the 12 to million videos of that of VRs to that because I just really enjoy listening to it. Although I want to do it, I was like I've been trying to think about what my top 10 would be, but I've really struggled, and I keep thinking, because I was thinking at the end of last year, I'll redo, because I did last year. I didn't do my top 5 decks I can't live without, which I've been doing almost every year since I started this channel. But even when I was thinking about that, I was like, I don't even know if I'd be able to pick 5 decks anymore because my collection is so much bigger than it used to be. So yeah, if I'm struggling to pick 10 for Katie Flowers, the VR to that, how am I going to pick 5 for my own one? I think I'm going to get a second copy and trim it. Oh, Chris, yeah, because I was half and half on that, but I decided against it because it is quite chunky and I do struggle to shuffle it. And I did a really impromptu reading with this a couple of weeks ago, and it was so on the nose. It was just a 3-card freestyle, and I was like, whew, boy. And the book's pretty good, considering it's just basically like a little pamphlet book that's been stitched together, correction. So yeah, I should show some cards, shouldn't I? Your son bought you this. Oh, that's nice, Naomi. What a lovely little present from your son. But yeah, I like that the coins have sort of nods to Rider-Waite-Smith. I do wish that there was some color diversity, like skin tones, because, it's tattoos. We can have, people can't say, well, it's not realistic. It's like, well, it's tattoos. Tattoos, you can do anything. Like, it's tattoos. You could draw a butt on your butt if you really wanted to. You know what I mean? You could do whatever you want with tattoos. It's literally art, your body being a canvas. A canvas, you can draw anything or paint anything on a canvas or on a piece of paper, right? So I don't want anyone complaining that it wouldn't be realistic to have people of color in a tattoo deck, because I'd be like, get to fuck. Yeah, shot and shite. There we go. So it's really cool. I really love the traditional sort of old school tattoo roses. We've got some tattooed women in it. It does bug me, and Robin over at Total Tarot pointed this out, and I had noticed that the front is like an off creamy parchment color, and then the back, the red, is printed on a very stark white. My way of like it trying to get it to not bug me is that the back is meant to look like a playing card, and the front is meant to look like old school tattoo flash sheets that have been like yellowing on a tattoo shop wall for years. I don't know. Thanks. You just bought the Sistico pack. Oh my god, Alicia, what pack did you get and which colors did you pick? Tell me. I want to do another order when they do a sale again, because their sales are really good, and I'm going to pick some more colors. Although I'm going to also buy some like powders online, like just cheaper ones. I can understand that, says Stephanie. Oh, what, the different colors bugging me a bit. You never noticed that. Oh, I think that's so cool that Alicia's, because it'll be quicker. You'll get it so much quicker, Alicia, being in Australia. I'm not sure whereabouts in Oz they're based, but they are based there. Australia is a very large place. Okay, so the third deck that I purchased for myself is Le Tarot Interdit Vampiria by Victor Dixon, who is the author of the books that this is based off. I'm hoping they're going to be published in English. I would love to read them. And the artwork is by Emmanuel Egar and Nicholas Jamonot, who actually messaged me over on Instagram and said thank you for my walkthrough. They really appreciated it. And I went and checked out some of their other work, and his artwork's beautiful. So recommend going and following him on Christmas. My brain's doing this thing where it's throwing out random words. Go follow him on Instagram. But this deck is my first ever and only vampire deck, which, yes, I know. I've got actually of the Tattoo Tarot and this one, I've got walkthroughs of, unboxings and walkthroughs of on my channel. I'll try to remember to link them. Oh, I don't need to link them, do I? They're literally like the previous two videos, I think. And it's a suit of mirrors, of stakes, of silver, because vampires, and of swords. For the suits, it does have some nods to, it's a pip, but it does have some nods to Smithwaite, as you can see there. And it's just, the artwork is just the right sided, like, it's fantasy artwork, but it's not that like, oh my god, it's so cheesy artwork. A bit like, you know, like the Vampire Tarot by Ian Daniels. Like, I kind of love that, but also I wouldn't ever have it like on my walls or anything. But I also like that you actually get people of color in this deck. You know, because vampire decks, they're almost pretty much just white people, and I'm like, look, it's vampires and it's fantasy. We can have people from different like parts of the world. Thank you very much. So here we have people that look like they are. We've definitely got black people. We've got people that look like they're could be Japanese. This not showing up very well. It's really spooky. Like the moon, the face in the moon, the vampire face in the moon is a little over cheese. I would have preferred it if the moon was plain, but you know, it is what it is. We've got sort of piratey type. So we've got old-fashioned 18th century, sort of mid to late 18th century French court dress, and there's a costume nerd. I very much appreciate that. The cardstock is matte and flexible. See here, we've got the 7 of mirrors, which would be the 7 of cups, and we've got the different flowers in there. The ace of mirrors is creepy. I'll see if I can find that. And then we've got loads of extra quartz. So we've got like a male and female presenting version of the pages and a male and female presenting version of the knights. Sorry, that's the 7. The 7 of, that was the 6 of mirrors, 6 of cups with the flowers. Sorry, 7. This is the 7 of mirrors with all the different things in it. I need more caffeine. I love the hermit as the recluse. Some of them are changed. Obviously, the titles, as you can see, are in French. The book is in French. Hello, Deanne. Lovely to see you, my darling. You're going, oh, you got Ice White Obsidian Boysenberry, Wine, Sangria, and Raven. So yeah, you've got 4 of the colours I've got. Will you let me know what Obsidian is like when you use it? Because they had a couple of different sort of black or greyish shades, but I wasn't sure which would be the most jet black. The Raven, when I opened it up, looks to be like absolute jet black, but it says it's metallic. I mean, I don't know. This is kind of shimmery and metallic anyway. I don't know. So I think this is like one of the page of silvers. But yeah, and then you've also got modern people in modern dress. And then this is the lovers card. But what I really like is that you've got the vampires all in older vintage dress, and all the humans in modern clothing. But you've got a man we're sort of presenting man with a man, woman with a woman, and a man with a woman. So you're sort of getting lots of combinations. The Grace Jones Temperance card, I just cannot even. I think this is my favorite card in the entire deck, because I love Grace Jones. Both me and my husband absolutely fucking love Grace Jones. She's just so cool. Ever since I was a kid, she's just too cool for school. So yeah, that vampire's about to lose their head. He's pretty hot. Oof. Whew. Hot. I love the Fool, because you've got this new vampire opening up their coffin a little bit too early. The sun's just setting and their hand is just smoking a wee bit. Could be Louis or Lestat when they were first made. So yeah, it's again, it's not one that I've worked with yet. I need to have a look at trying to translate bits of the book and work out what's going on with the court. I might just leave them all in, because like, why not? And yeah, again, that's along with the Cthulhu Dark Arts Tarot. I'm kind of saving that as a autumn Samhain deck, because I love me my spooky decks. I'm currently on a like fluffy, cuddly, soft, gentle deck kick at the moment, like to read with. So the 4th tarot deck I got was a gift from lovely Stephanie, who is right here, right now. Earworms. That not all the cards are in here at the moment, because I have a spread over on my tarot trolley altar thing for my week ahead spread. I also use this for my Imulk / New Light. I'm trying to rename some of the holidays to things that make more sense to me. So New Light, Imulk reading, which I'm doing instead of month ahead readings, which is a bit too much along with weekly readings for me, is I'm doing just Sabbat readings this year. I'm not doing both. So then that gives me sort of between 6 to 8 weeks in between to sort of really dig in with those readings. But I used this for both of them. So yeah, this deck is so gorgeous. Actually, I messaged Stephanie the other day on Instagram, because although throughout January, throughout the couple of weeks I'd had it, I had sort of just been every now and then, I'd been leaving it on my desk, just reaching for it and just flipping through the cards. You do, like, you're just looking at cards. But even if it's a deck that you've had for years, I still do that. And I'll just sometimes sit and I'll be having my tea, and I might be listening to a podcast and just looking at the pictures, because I knew this was going to be the deck that I wanted to work with for this month of February. Yeah, just really enjoying the artwork and getting really excited to work with it. And then I did my week ahead reading on Monday evening. Obviously I did my Imulk reading on Tuesday evening. In the afternoon, before I did that, I did what I do with most decks when I haven't worked with them yet, is I divide them into the 3 piles. So I have the pile of the cards that I really, the first person I think I saw doing this was Kelly Fitzgerald over at The Truth and Story, but I've just always found it really useful and interesting. So one pile is the cards I absolutely just love, like, yes. The middle deck is like the middle pile is cards that, I like them, but I'm not like, oh, I like this, like, I'm not like absolutely losing my shit over it. And the third pile is, I either actively do not like this, or it's making me feel uncomfortable. There's something bothersome about it. I went through this entire fucking deck. There was one pile, and obviously it was not the I don't like this card pile. It was, I love this card. This, out of the over 100 and mumblesy decks that I own, tarot decks I own, this is the only deck ever for me to just not separate, to put into one pile. I mean, even my beloved, darling Tarot of the Magical Forest have cards that I just like. No, not this. That's so funny. This is because I'm literally looking at this picture on my wall. I've got it stuck above with a bit of washi tape stuck above my desk. It's funny that one's on top. I even got goosebumps just talking about it. My hair's all up on my arms. It is just... I cannot even. It's just so... I love it so much. It almost makes me want to cry. It gives me goosebumps. And it is just... And I think what it is, like, even thinking about it makes me just... It's weird. I don't know why it's making me want to cry. Like, my eyes are tearing up. I have a really strong connection to the woodlands and forests. I don't live in a woodland and a forest. I live in London, but I grew up near Hampstead Heath, which does have woodlands. And my secondary school, was attached to Hampstead Heath, and we would go on there on lunch break. We'd always walk our dogs on there at the weekends. I still, well, not recently, but would still over the years go up with Nomi and meet my mum and my sister up there, and we would walk our dogs up there. And I live just up the road from me is Epping Forest, and then my local park has some woodlands in it as well. So although I'm not like in a, London's the greenest city in the world, I'm not surrounded by tons and tons of greenery literally when I look out my window, but I don't have to go far to get to it. I always feel my most content when I'm in woodlands. There's something about the woods that is magical, comforting, mysterious, a little spooky. I don't know how to explain it. When I'm hiking in the mountains of Scotland, especially when we're walking through the wooded areas, that's when I just am my happiest. There's a place in the Cairngorms called there's a loch called Loch Morlich, and it's a beautiful sandy beach. And it is surrounded by tons and tons of just gorgeous, lush pine forests. And it is I've been there a couple of times over the years, over the last few years. Well, not the last 2 years, but previously. It's not far from the reindeer centre there as well. But it's just so magical. And you've got that sort of, it's a liminal space, right? Because you've got that water, the liminal space of the sandy shore of the loch, but then you've also got the bit where the trees of the forest meet the line of the sand line of the beach. So that's a liminal space. And then forests themselves feel like liminal spaces and are full of liminal spaces like clearings and copses and things. So yeah. Hello, Kaz. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. Kay, good morning, Kelly Bear. As usual, when I catch your AM lives, I'm getting ready for work. I'll listen as I rush about. Oh, hello, Kay. Lovely to see you. Stephanie says, I will forever think of SAE, my self-addressed envelope deck. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's because I hadn't made the connection between that and the smoke, ash and ember, which I occasionally call the oak, ash and ember, because brains, am I right? But I don't know if I'm going to get through this whole Antoine of tea. But yeah, I've ruined it for you. I'm so sorry, Stephanie. But I'm so grateful to Stephanie that sent me this so kindly. It is just... I can't deal. It is just... I'm getting goosebumps again. What the fuck? Honestly... instant favourite deck. I totally get why. And you know what? I held off so long on it. And I really actually just wish I'd bought it, And then I feel kind of cheeky because Stephanie sent it to me as a present for the birthday. And I feel very undeserving of it, honestly, because it is just an absolute treasure. I've even done what I don't ever do, or very, very rarely do, with decks. Tarot decks. I've left the extra card in. I very rarely leave the extra card in. Is there anyone? I occasionally, but not always, leave the numinous card in for the numinous tarot. Sometimes I take it out. Depends on my mood. But I've left this in. I'm like, this. It's got a dragon on it, and we know what's coming up soon with dragon. All the dragons is the Smoke, Ash, and Ember, which is the dragon-based deck, which I'm eyeing up. And there's some nice stickers on the website as well. So go check out Stephanie's Three Trees Tarot website. I need to write a list of things I'm mentioning so that I can put it in afterwards. So I need to make sure I'm putting in unboxings, Three Trees Tarot site link, because oh my god, this deck's giving me all the feels. And it's got all, like, it's got so many of my favorite animals in it, like squirrels. I love woodlands, hares and rabbits, foxes and like crows or ravens. This is like the cutest handbag ever. I think I've seen Becca talk about how much she loves this card. I'm getting goosebumps. Oh my god. So anyway, and like deer, like literally so many of my so many of my favorite creatures are woodland creatures. I put bears in there as well. Obviously we don't have bears in the UK. Beavers, badgers, all of them, owls. Absolutely love. Oh, I saw a sparrowhawk on a woodland walk, a short woodland walk at the weekend. I met up with a friend for the first time. I hadn't seen her for literally 2 years, almost to the day. And we masked up and went on a woodland walk, a slow one, because my physio is going very slowly for my hip injury. And did I overdo it? Yes. Did I hurt myself? Yes. Was it worth it? Also, yes. I don't know what my physiotherapist is going to say when I see her in a couple of weeks, but I also... But okay, I'm not. Do you know what kind of bird is this? But this immediately made me think of the sparrowhawk that I saw. It was literally like just up there in a branch. It wasn't even that far. It was really close, and it was just amazing. It was huge. You always see that in the middle of London, even in a little bit of woodlands. So anyway, I'm just like tearing through all these cards, probably not getting a very good look at them. But also, you get these little crib cards, like just sort of cheat cards with some meanings on, and a couple of little end cards, and there's like a little thank you card. I don't know what I've done. I had 2 of these. I don't know what I've done with the other one. I think I've put it in with my other like bookmark. Maybe I'm using it as a bookmark already, highly likely. But I was like, I need to turn this into a bookmark. So I'm going to do that now, because I realized I could turn it into like a more like booky bookmark. A booky bookmark. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to measure halfway so I can mark it. Where's my pencil? My pencil's there. Can you all see what I'm doing? Oh. I'm going to use my ruler. I'm going to mark. So it's 7 centimeters. So that's 3.5. So I'm just marking that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, so you get a little bit of crafting in with this. Well, this ain't crafting, it's not really, is it? It's just, I'm going to use I've only got my crocodile, this bad boy. I'm going to switch it to the 3/16 of an inch. So we've got a little hole, you see, boop. And then I switch it to the setting plate, which will be, is it this one? I can't remember. A, yeah, A and 1, I think. I can't remember. And then I need some of these little guys, grommety things. What colour? Oh, I need a colour that's going to suit them. I don't have brown. I guess white would be fine, wouldn't it? Because it sort of doesn't fight with the... These have the backs, but whenever I've tried them with the little backs, it doesn't work. And I can't seem to find information on how to do it properly. So I'm just going to slot that in there. I'm going to stand up because I can get a better squeeze. See, I don't find it's... I don't know if it's just these grommets. Actually, I'm just going to turn it around onto the smoosher. I don't know if that's the official term. I just call it. So now we've got a little doobly. And then I need I need a tassel, and I've got a bag of tassels here. A bag of tassels. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, my life has changed so much, because when I used to think of tassels back in the day 15 years ago, it would be tassels to put on my nipple pasties for performing burlesque, and now I'm like, oh, crafting tassels for bookmarks. Things change, man, things change. So I've got this sort of light brown. Do we have a darker brown? They're kind of the same. So many colors. I think it's going to have to be this sort of mid brown. Doop. I'm just going to put that like that, and just do the whole. Ta-da! And now it's easier to spot with the little tassel hanging out. There we go. Why not? When I find the other one, I do that as well. Seeing a hawk means good luck, says Diane. Oh, hello, Diane. Sorry, I didn't see you sneak in there. Or did I already say hello? My brain. Stephanie says, I wanted to add bears and raccoons into the deck, but we don't have them here. No, we don't. I think we possibly have wolves. They think they want to. We used to have elk. We used to have elk, and we used to have, if we did have bears here in the UK, because there's bears on mainland Europe, even to this day. I don't know if they were hunted to extinction here in the UK very, very early on. Wolves, they are planning to reintroduce. They're reintroducing beavers. They're basically rewilding a bunch of places, which is really good. What's people talking about? Oak, ash and thorn. Oh, there's Diane saying hello. Thank you, my dear. I know the names are easily jumbled up. Kay loves my mug. Yeah, this is my Antoine. I got this for my birthday a couple of years ago, or was one of... No, my friend randomly bought it for me a couple of years ago, because she was like, I saw this and I literally had to buy it. I couldn't not. And I was like, when I saw it, I was like, fair. Waiting on self-addressed envelope. Oatmeal and self-addressed envelopes. I love the Ash and Thorn deck. One of my 3 decks, Territory Becca made me buy. It's well deserved, Stephanie. It is such a beautiful gift, Alicia. I think we have boar here now, but I could be wrong. Oh, do we? Because we did used to have boar, apparently. We've got one in charge of the country, unfortunately. I think we have a diverse bat population. I think we do. I love bats. I don't understand why people are scared of bats. They're so cute. Even the like weird smooshy faced ones. I'm like, that is a cute creature. I don't care what anyone says. Roe deer. Ooh, cool. Crafting supplies are multi-purpose. They are. the hassle color, the tassel color. I knew what you meant. Okay, so that's the 4 tarot decks. Oh my god, how long have I been on? I've been on for nearly an hour and I haven't shown nearly any of my stuff I got. Why am I like this? Okay, so the 5th deck I got is an oracle deck. I know, right? Who am I? And it's the Liminal Spirits by Laura Tempest Sackroff. Laura Tempest Sackroff has a YouTube channel, and she's got quite a few books that are published via I want to say Llewellyn. Yes. And yeah, I somehow had completely missed that she had done a deck. I don't know how, because I follow her on like Twitter. I like dip in and out of her YouTube videos now and then. No idea she'd done. Then I was looking at the stuff that I wanted like on my wish list, which was one of her books I've wanted for ages. And I was like, oh, she did a deck. So I looked at a couple of videos about it, including Dawn Michelle's videos about it and her working with it. And I was like, oh, it's an oracle deck. It's got a system. And I wanted to work with more oracle deck this year because I'm really inspired by people that have been, you know, combining them. Because usually whenever I've sort of really worked with oracle decks, I use them as like an afterthought or as an aside, or like when I do my week ahead reading. I would pick 4 cards for the week ahead. It's the Embrace the Magical. That's the one I use the most if I'm going to use positional. But then I do like a 5th card, which is an oracle card, and I always call this card some encouragement or support. But it's sort of like it's tacked on, whereas I've seen like people like Dawn Michelle using it, you know, oracle decks as like a part of the reading or a jumping off point for the reading, you know, where she does 3 cards, she puts the oracle deck in the middle, the oracle card in the middle, and then, you know, puts 2 tarot cards either side and then sort of reads it that way. I was like, oh, you know, I'm going to give that a go. So yeah, it's the Liminal Spirit. It's got quite a lot of cards from what I remember. Meow, meow, meow. 42 card deck, and the book's really good. I haven't finished it yet. I'm only up to a red forest, a red cave, red burial ground. I'm up to, so I've only gotten up to oak for reading. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to pop that on my bed to remind me to have a read at lunch. But yeah, it's really, really lovely. It's just a simple, who is it published by? Llewellyn again, Llewellyn. And it's got the, you know, magnetic closure, folds out. It's got a ribbon, and, you know, one of the cards is the artwork at the bottom. I kept trying to pull it. I was like, why is there, and it's not a card. It's not stuck. So just be warned. And it has like 5 cards in each like subgroup of cards. There are 5 subgroups containing 5 cards each, and then 1 card at the beginning and 1 card at the end. The card at the beginning is Gateway. I think I've kept these in order. And the card at the end is Mushroom. Yes, it's all Mushroom. Now, so the first cards we have are like ephemeral feel. They're all about liminal spaces, obviously spaces in between, like I was talking about, you know, forests and beaches and things like that. They're all liminal spaces. Yeah, that is cool. That's interesting. Stephanie. Yeah, I've combined a little bit in the past, but not really. I think it's just, I don't know, maybe it's the decks that I'm using. I don't know. But yeah, what are the first ones? Hang on. I'll put the book over here now. What a silly. There's 5 meow meow. Hang on. Sections. So you have, okay, so there's the rights. So you have the gateway, which is the beginning, because any liminal space is usually a doorway or a gateway or a window or a portal or what have you. What's going on with my bear? Where's my bear? So the rights, so we've got roots. I really like the backs as well. And this is, I believe this is Laura's artwork, because she's also an artist. She's an artist, she's a dancer, she's a writer. She's too bloody talented. Inspiration, or skilled, I should say. Time. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4? And environment. Oh no, hang on, I'm confused. Roots, inspiration, time, environment, star. Environment, star. Look how pretty that is. And they're quite chunky. They're but not overly big. So yeah, so you get 5. So you've got rights, places like the ocean, the forest, the desert, the cave, and the burial ground. And then there's 5 different trees. Then you get 5 different herbs, which is like totally my jam. And then you get 5 different creatures that have scales, slither, or swim. You get 5 winged creatures, 5 furry fauna, and then you get 5 artifacts, which is sort of like the elemental, like so it's crystal, metal, clay, fiber, bone. So things that you sort of build with, construct with. So yeah, I think the artwork's gorgeous. I don't want to put it out of order because I'm sort of looking at the cards as I read the book, which is silly because the book's got pictures in. I love the blues and purples in this. It's very glossy. The cardstock's like thin but flexible, like it's not offensive to me. I'm not sure what I might have to color it in multicolors because of the back. Look at that for oak. Oh, it's just very luscious and impressionistic. I love this sort of green color. Green and purples, my 2 favorites. Walnut. Isn't it lovely? Does anyone else have this deck? There's one, I was talking to Simon at the Hermit's Cave about it, and he was saying, well, there's one card in there that I find really weird. I wonder if you could guess what it is. And I was like, is it the deer? Because my friends, it's like a person deer, a deer person. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess it is kind of weird. But in my head, I'm like, he's a fawn or some other kind of centaur type creature. That's how I get my head around it. I think of like Pan's Labyrinth, especially because he's got all the swirly shapes on his face, like the fawn in that Guillermo del Toro film. And you know I love Guillermo del Toro, so I can. But then there's a goat, so I'm like, why is there a goat but also a deer? I don't know, because they're both hooved, I feel like. So I guess because they're mounted goats, maybe. I'm just thinking of Black Phillip though, from The Witch. So yeah, love. I haven't worked with it yet. I've just been reading the book slowly. So I have to remember to read this on my lunch break. So yeah. Oh, God, nearly dropped all the cards everywhere, which would have been no bueno. So those are the 5 decks I got. Holy crap, we're an hour in, folks. Strap in. Okay. Not so I nearly said strap on then. Okay, so I'm going to do the books, and then I'm going to go really quickly through the other ones. Famous last words, I know. And then I'm going to try, if I have time, to do a tarot, profound and profane reading at the end. Oh, my tea is it's got the lid on it, but it's getting pretty. I don't know. So, meow. Tarot activity book, Andy Matzner. I've literally done this with it a couple of times. I've not even looked at the contents yet, but I've wanted it for ages, and I am excited to work with it. It's got like a million fucking quotes at the front. Loads of different conversation starters. I guess it's just arts and crafts of the tarot. Yes, my bag. Writing and journaling, also my bag. My bag's getting very full, clearly, which is appropriate because I've always carried like a mahoosive bag with me with everything in it because I like to be prepared. Like so many of my friends are like, all right, Mary Poppins. Because I'm just like, they're like, why do you need all these things? I'm like, because I do, okay? And then they're not taking the piss when they need something, and I just take it out of my bag, though. You've got to be prepared. Again, not so much the last 2 years, because where am I going other than medical appointments? But even then, I usually carry quite a bit with me. So, tarot haiku. That's something that I've been sort of playing around with just for funsies anyway, and like tarot limericks. Ooh, yeah, because I kept getting this mixed up with the tarot playbook one, which was, I got that and I was like, no, I do not like this. Writing and journaling. So yeah, it's got loads of like little, I'm looking forward to playing with it. The other book that I got, this is from my mum. My mum got me the Liminal Spirits Oracle and these, and she got me some flowers and gave me some money because she spoils me. Sigil Witchery. I've wanted this since this book came out. I find the fact that it's a square very satisfying, and it's got that lovely, slightly like rubberized, yummy feeling. I guess feels like rose petal, but I've always just called it like slightly rubberized. And the reason I wanted this is because I'm looking over there because my 6 ways is just there next to my pencil pot, is because you use sigils with the sort of methods in 6 ways. There are ways of using sigils. You can also use things like shoaling that Gordon White talks about, though Gordon White lost me a long time ago with a lot of the conspiracy stuff he's been talking about the last few years. But I still think shoaling's a really cool idea as a piece of like magical tech. But most people use that sort of distillation form of sigil creating, which is what's the name? Why can I not remember? It's going to bug me. Hang on a minute. Ooh, squeaky. Let me see if I can find it. I probably won't be able to find it. Sigil. This is boring for you all. I apologize. Freighter UD. Isn't that the one most people use, that kind of distillation where you knock out all of the same characters until you get like a distillation of the word or the sentence, and then you combine it into a pleasing design that then becomes a sigil. Anyway, did I really need to do that? I don't know. It was just annoying me to not remember his name. So Laura Tempest Sackroff goes through different ways in here of creating sigils. So thinking outside the box, so you're not always stuck with this one method of creating sigils. And seeing the sigils are just so cool, I was like, yeah, let's dig deeper into sigils. And that's when people talk about what books do you use if you want to read tarot, if you want to get into witchcraft. What are the good witchcraft 101 books, right? And then people complain, what do you do for intermediate or advanced? And most people will tell you, and they are right, you need to find niches. So, you know, say you pick up a copy of 6 Ways, you get into using sigils, you want to get a bit deeper into using sigils, buy a book on sigils. Maybe you buy a book, I don't know, like a little witchy book. Maybe you buy what's her chops, Paige Vanderbeek's book on witchcraft, and it's got information about green witchcraft and some recipes for like making your own tea, and you're like, oh, this is really cool, I really like this idea of plants. Buy some books about, you know, foraging. Buy some books about wildcrafting your own things. Buy some books about you know, making and blending and drinking your own teas, that kind of thing. You know, there's not so much like witchcraft 202 books, but that's because it starts to, you know, I'm actually picking up again finally after putting it down for a bit over the Christmas break, Firelight's The Dabbler's Guide to Witchcraft, and he talks so much in there about like being well read, not just in sort of occult, esoteric and witchcrafty pagan-y stuff, but also, you know, getting a good education, you know, knowing your history, knowing about science, all those kind of things, which will then feed in to your sort of magical education, but also it's going to help you to think critically and discern, so that when you see some kind of TikToker or YouTuber or Instagrammer making spurious claims about, I don't know, certain things, you know, medicinal properties of putting crystals up your hoo-ha or whatever, you can be like, no, Dr. Jen Gunter, who is a gynecologist and leader in her field, says you shouldn't stick crystals up your hoo-ha because it's dangerous. You know what I mean? Anyone remember that whole thing with Goop and Gwyneth Paltrow and the Dr. Jen Gunter? The oh my god. But you know what I mean. Anyway, I've ended up talking about crystals up your vag. I don't know. There we go. Anyway, so those are the two like reference books or activity books. Lovely gifts, Kelly. I get going. I'm out with my best friends for lunch. No, I haven't missed out. I know what you did. I see what you did there, Naomi. You have a lovely time. It was so lovely to see you. Be well. Goat always makes me think of Capricorn, Devil, Perseverance. I always now just think of Black Phillip. I love that. Sam's wanted the deck for ages. The Liminal Spirits, Sam. Pick it up if you she's a dancer as well. Yes, Deanne, she's a dancer. She's got a book. And it's called. I'll tell you what it's called. It'll be in here. Oh, I don't know if it'll be in here because it depends when this was printed. Because it will have meow 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 meow. No, it doesn't have it in here yet. Because she was a ballet dancer. Hang on. Basically. She's got a book on embodiment. What's it called? Anatomy of the Witch. There we go. Anatomy of the Witch, A Map to the Magical Body. This book is a guide to the most magical tool in your possession, your body. Not just your physical flesh and blood body, but also your symbolic witch body, the conduit for bringing the material and metaphysical worlds together. Within these pages, you will explore hands-on magical practices, exercises and sigils related to your witch lungs, heart, bones, mind. And I wouldn't be surprised if she does anything about movement. And she does videos on her channel, I believe, Deanne, which are about movement, and she incorporates her witchcraft into dance and movement. So check that out, because I know that'll be up your street, Deanne, actually, won't it? So anyway, so those are the two reference or activity books. I got a lovely hardback fiction book from Simon at Herbert's Cave. He got me some goodies from the Body Shop, including some hand cream, because I don't know if you've seen, I'm constantly having to put cream on my hands at the moment. Bless him. He always remembers these things. But it is the collector's edition of The Crooked Kingdom, which goes with, I'm currently reading the first book in the Shadow and Bone series. Ow, oh God, gotta be careful of my back. So there's the Dabbler's Guide to Witchcraft. Yeah, so I'm reading Simon. I was like, just get me some paperbacks. I want fiction. And then he goes and buys like the fancy. So this one he bought Christmas present. This one's a chunky one. But I think this might be the second book. I don't know. I need to double check. But yeah, so I'm reading this. So I'm like, you can see I'm halfway through this one. And because it's so nice, I don't usually buy hardback copies of books unless they're books I really, really love and I know I want to keep them, which I haven't done for a long time, because my last collection of my favourite books got rained on when I roof leaked, and I've never replaced them because it just left me so upset. So I'm hoping that I really do enjoy these. So far, it's very much like Alina's side of the story from the show, which I watched last year. I'd never read the books, and I really enjoyed the show. So but it's just nice to have these hardback copies. And I thought, if I do get, because now if I get the second one in this 3 books in this series, I'm going to have to get the fancy ones, aren't I? Because it'll bug me. But I think if I don't think I'll reread them, I'll either gift them to my niece, who's going to be 11 this year, so I might wait a little bit, and then she might, because she loves to read, or I can turn them into journals. Simon, please don't feel. But but I have a feeling like this is the one that follows the other. They combined the two series into the show. So you've got the what's his chops, his gang? What are they called? Kez Brecker and his crew in Ketterdam. And then Alina's, they've combined and wove the stories together. So when I was reading this, I'm getting all of Alina's side of the story. And I'm like, this is great, but I want to hear about all those crafty lots. So now I've got... Anyway, so I got that. And then one of the presents my husband got me was the Dark Crystal Bestiary. Oh my goodness. He also got me one of the same things off my wish list that my aunt got me, which, so he sent it, I'll show you in a bit. So he sent that back, and he's actually going to order me 2 other books off of my wish list instead, because he sent them back the other day. The present that I got a double of. That was my thought, because I made a list for my aunt and a list for him, and I'd accidentally put the same thing, one of the same things on, and they both picked them. Chance would have it. Bye, Stephanie. Lovely to have you here, my dear. So yeah, this is the bestiary. Oh my God, I love it. It's got the map of the kingdom. I still haven't watched the final episode of the TV series on Netflix because I can't bear that that'll be it. Oh my God. These are all creatures that you get to see either in the film or in the TV show. And it's basically, oh my God. I mean, it's just got loads of Froud's artwork. Goosebumps. Oh, honestly, one of my Law Morningstar. Hello. It's not my birthday anymore. It was my birthday last week, but thank you. I'm just showing what I got for my birthday. Oh my God, I managed to finish a cup of tea before it got cold on a live. Although it's huge, so I'm probably going to really need to pee soon. But look at these yummy colours. Look at this purples and the pinks, and there's the crystal. Oh, so yeah, basically it's got all of the creatures. I just love Brian Froud's. I've got loads of other Brian Froud's books, and this goes really nicely with the Del Toro book that I got. There's another Del Toro book that I want. I've got like a shelf on my bookcase, which has got loads of art books and fashion books and makeup books, because when I was really young, what I actually wanted to do was go into doing costuming or props or special effects, something in the film industry. And my mum, bless her, being a single poor working class woman struggling with 2 kids on her own, was just like, oh honey, no, you need to pick something realistic. So when I started to get really interested in fashion, she encouraged that, because she was like, well, it's still creative. Well, how we learn, huh? But it's more profitable, apparently. You know, you can carve a career out doing certain things. It's hard to become a designer, but it's easier to become a pattern cutter or a sample cutter, or you know, maybe a garment technologist or one of those things. But a part of me, like, if I was sent back in time, back to like 1992 when I started secondary school, and I knew what I knew now. First of all, God, how weird would it be living without smartphones and internet, for a start? Also being an adult's mind in a child's body. Oof. I would be like, no, I am going to do the going into costuming or prop making or puppeting. Fuck it. Also, because I'll be getting a do-over, so I'm like, sod it. But yeah, so but basically all that is to say, I've always been very enchanted and fascinated by films like The Dark Crystal and Labyrinth, even things like Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, anything like that, whether it's special effects. I just always just so fascinated by creature design, puppetry, anything by the Frouds, Jim Henson. I just have always, it's just always something I've loved. And it feels like a bit of an unfulfilled dream of mine. So I collect the art books and I create my own worlds and I create my own creatures. And oh, look at this. So when back in the late 80s, early 90s, I went with my primary school to the Museum of Moving Image, which is on the South Bank, or was on the South Bank in London, on the Thames. It's no longer there from what I remember. It closed a long time ago. But when we went with our school, obviously it's the Museum of Moving Image. It's all, you know, props and costumes and everything. And I was just enamored. But they had a small section which was all dark crystal stuff. And my goodness, just even thinking about it gives me goosebumps. There, in a case, the whole costume, the puppet, everything of a Skeksis. And I want to say it was the Chamberlain, but I'm actually thinking it wasn't the Chamberlain. Like, on reflection, when I think about the costume, I actually think it was, what's his face? Hang on, let me see if I can find him. When I think about the costume and the colouring, when I look back, where is it? It wasn't Skeksil, the Chamberlain. Where is it? I think it was the Master. I think it was him. Or maybe they had 2. Maybe they did have him and they had the Chamberlain. And they had a mystic. I think they had the healer in there. And it was just, I'm like this 9-10-year-old standing in front of this thing from my favorite ever film. And it was real and tangible. And someone had made it come to life on film. And I was just like, and I remember I must have been stood there for so long, like slackjaw. They had other dark crystal stuff, but this one Skeksis just had me like enamored. I was never scared of the Skeksis. I always thought they were just fucking idiots, nasty idiots. Basically, they're like the Tory party now that I think about it. I'm going to start referring to the Tory party as a bunch of Skeksis. Very appropriate. My teacher, my class teacher, came over to me and was like, we have to go now. We're going to go to the gift shop. Are you okay? You've been stood here for about 10 minutes. I hadn't realized the time what even is time. I just obviously been standing here. like a weirdo child that I was, just looking at this Skeksis. So anyway, yeah, Skeksis, dark crystal, love it. So an hour and 20 minutes in, bloody hell, this is going to be a long one. So I'm just going to quickly run through the other presents that I got, because we will be here literally all bloody day. So my aunt, the present that she bought that my husband also bought, what is going on, was these Velvet Touch synthetic squirrel hair fiber brush paintbrushes, which I wanted for my inks and my watercolors. My aunt also got me these Liquitex muted toned acrylic inks. There's another set that I want to get, which is like a burnt umber, a raw umber, excuse me, and something else. They're really, really nice. But an artist that I follow, by Bun, she uses them and makes some really gorgeous art with them. So she got me those. My aunt got me those and then gave me some money. A friend of mine, Meg, one of my besties, she got me this mermaid tail bath bomb, and she got me some chocolates, which I literally ate the morning of my birthday, all of them with a cup of tea. 11's. And then she also got me a pair of really lovely soft silky pajamas, but the pajamas are in the wash basket, but this is the fabric that they're made of, and they came in this lovely little drawstring bag, which I can use for other stuff. And they're like, it's like a soft brushed velour-y cotton type, I don't know, but it's like a deep burgundy purpley color with all these pretty flowers. So there's those. My friend Tiggs, who is the photographer that I've worked with the most over the last decade, was her studio hair and makeup artist for a long time. Obviously, I've not been doing hair and makeup during the pandemic, but she got me some what Katie did, blue-heeled stockings. These are which ones are these ones? These are the point-heeled stockings, because back in the day when I used to go out and do things, I used to enjoy a wiggle skirt and a nice pair of stockings and suspenders and a nice pair of a low vintage heel. So I'm hoping I'll get to wear. I think her thing was like, hopefully at some point this year we will both be able to go to our friend's cocktail bar and dress up, and I'll be able to wear these. But who knows? She also sent me something else, and I think it was edible, so it's gone in my tummy. And then this little knitted octopus creature she bought off of a seller at Comic-Con, and as soon as she saw it, she was like, oh my god, Kelly would love that. So she got it for me. It's like a good luck charm made by, I can't remember who she said the creator was, but it's a little crocheted octopus, and I've called her Cthulhuette. Isn't she cute? I love her little, but it's got like a little Chinese coin, I want to say, on there. And then, oh, my sister-in-law got me, well, it was, you had to assemble it yourself. It was a kit to make your own terrarium, moss terrarium, and she chose the little brass frog, and it came with this lovely glass thing. And I had enough supplies in the kit to make two, so I've made a second one just out of an old pickle jar. So they're on my bookshelf, but this one's obviously the prettier one because it's like the corked spherical flask type thing. Oh, I kind of figured that, so happy belated. So yeah. And can people still hear me? Because everyone's been quite quiet for a while, but I don't know if people are just bored of me going on about my stuff. And because I get lots of neck pain and back pain, but now with this, it's actually cold. This is from last night. I need to refill it. Oh my goodness. I can just sit and work and have because people always get those ones, those bean ones that you microwave with that have beans or rice in. I don't have a microwave, as Nigella calls it. I don't like them. And so when I moved in here 11 years ago, it would have been 11 years ago yesterday. Oh my god. It was the 2nd of February I moved in. 2nd of February 2011. Wow. My husband, my boyfriend at the time, didn't have a microwave, a microwave. So I was like, well, we don't need one. We don't have the space for one. We don't have a dishwasher either, though I would very much like to have a dishwasher, especially seeing as we have to cook and eat here 3 times a day, every day for 2 years, you know, barring the odd takeaway. Yeah. So yeah, this is awesome. So I've now got a hot water bottle. Well, I have a regular hot water bottle, but now I have a long hot water bottle. Can anyone hear me? If I disappeared, my internet symbol keeps being all weird. I think I've just rushed through the last few. I think that's everything. Anything else was either edible or is money or vouchers, I think. I feel like there was a piece of jewellery, like a little piece of jewellery, but I don't remember. I don't know. Hello? Can people hear me? It says there's 22 watching, but I don't know. Oh, you're all good. Okay. So I'm going to do a draw, a card draw while we're here. So yeah, that's all the things that I got. So I'm going to be using the the Wild Unknown, not the Wild Unknown work, the Wild Unknown Pocket Edition. It's just this little thing falling out the bottom. And the Arcane Bullshit by Evan Doherty. I'm first going to pull, or we're going to do the old, so you can see me shuffling. So, just a profound and profane reading. I feel like I'm forgetting something, 1 or 2 presents. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I've shown enough. I've bored you all. Oh, geez. Oh. The pitfalls of being a riffle shuffler is that sometimes happens. You just got to go with it, right? What's Kaz saying? Still here, busy but watching. Oh, okay. So people are probably, yeah, I'm realizing the time of day. People are probably like either just nodding off to bed, nodding off to sleep in Oz, getting up in the stateside, or like in the middle of work in the UK. Great time to go live, I pick, don't I? So let's just do. Oh, it's a bit. Fucked that up a bit, didn't I? Poor deck. I do abuse some of my decks, especially this was like £7. I pre-ordered it as well. It was like £7 or £7.50. I was like, again, it would be rude to just not buy it at that price. That's like a coffee and a pastry at my fancy local coffee shop. £7. I know, right? Oh my god. That's why I don't go there very often. Maybe about £6. I don't know. Whoop! I reckon. I don't read jumpers. Anyone that's watched my Tarot Quirks video will know I don't do jumpers because I am clumsy. Okay, so a little message for today. The profound. Let's see. We have got, ooh, the High Priestess. I love this High Priestess. This like snow tiger. I don't know if it's meant to be like, is there such a thing as a snow tiger? There is, right? A white tiger. Because it's in black and white, I just assume it's a white tiger. So we're going to do the old rigmarole with this guy. Because it is very difficult to shuffle. That's the pile I'm going to use. Let's give this a shuffle. Something profane from the Arcane Bullshit. And we have got urinal death. Okay, so again, because I never got the mass market version of this deck, I'm going to read what Kim Krans has to say about the Dubula. By Dubula, I mean the High Priestess, obviously. Meow, meow, meow. The Magician. The High Priestess. Mystery. Psychic wisdom. The High Priestess sits in stillness. From there, she's able to access realms others pass by without noticing. The vast world of intuition, dreams, and mystery. Every time I squeak my elbow across my desk, it sounds like farts. Mystery. She uses silence and non-action to harness this power. Sometimes this card appears to remind you to listen more closely to the voice within. Other times it's a sign to look past the obvious, to find what's being kept secret or hidden within a given situation. Acknowledge the shadows. So that's our profound. And I'm just going to see what the profane is all about, and then we can see if we can tie them into each other, which can sometimes be a little tricksy, and sometimes it works really well. It's like it's why I like doing these, because it sort of stretches the old brain box, doesn't it? Meow, meow, meow. Urinal death, where are you? Urinal death, where are you? Urinal death, where are you? I'll probably go straight past it and then have to go back again. That's always the way it happens. I wish these were numbered, but I know why he didn't number them. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? No. There's Toilet Angel. How have I missed Urinal Death? Death. There's Death, and Toilet Angel. There we go. Urinal Death. Card 75. An unfortunate development will be made even less pleasurable by the events that follow it. There is always a possibility that this card signifies rebirth, but it would have to be urinal rebirth, which is gross. So, rebirth. What was it they were saying? Something. What was it? Urinal. What was the first bit? Oh my God. I can't even remember what I just read. Brain fog, people. An unfortunate development will be made even less pleasurable. So, okay. So we've got, I feel like this ties in more. We could tie this more into be aware of the underlying situation, because what did Kim Kranz was saying, of the times it's a sign to look past the obvious, to find what's being kept secret or hidden within a given situation. So maybe we're needing to, she's actually looking at the urinal death. She's looking at something that grim is about to happen, and a grim event is underway, and you need to just keep your wits about you. Yeah, just if you do need to go pee at a urinal, just double check there's no skeletons in there. But, you know, the High Priestess is all about sort of the inner world. Intuition is classed as a sort of a passive and receptive card. I'm not going to say feminine, because I don't feel like you need to gender those energies. You can just call them passive and receptive, but also that knowing. So it's about knowing, being aware of the bullshit that's going on, or anything that's not very nice coming down the pike, and just being prepared for it. And, you know, it says it can also represent rebirth. Birth or rebirth is messy. Like he's saying in his book, Evan Doherty, that, you know, if it's rebirth, it's gross rebirth because it's urinal rebirth. But regular birth involves piss and shit and blood and vomit sometimes, and all sorts of gnarly stuff. So, you know, it's messy, it's gnarly, it's gross, it's painful, you know. So, and also I feel like, you know, moments of introspection and like listening to your intuition are ways of growing yourself inwardly as a person, and growth and rebirth and becoming a new person is gnarly, because what no longer serves you sheds away, and it's not always easy, right? So there we go. just over an hour and a half. Just can't help myself, can I? I was like, I'll be an hour max. Famous last words. So yeah, thank you to those of you that joined me for whatever this was. Well, it was a birthday haul video, but it was also, as always, bit of a hot mess, but you know, we just go with it. We just I really need to pee as well. Just putting that out there after all that tea. So yeah, I hope that you all have a good rest of week. What is it? It's Thursday. I was like, is it Wednesday? No, it is Thursday. So yeah, I hope that you all have a good rest of day. Oh, quickly before I go though, I just remembered I wanted to show, because I showed pictures online, but I wanted to show the first prototype that's finished. I've got 2 half-finished prototypes over on my desk, my dressing table, but I finished the first prototype of the double pouch. This isn't what it's going to be fully look, but I was just trying to work out, because I knew I wanted to decorate the spines in order to hold the ribbon on. And originally I was just going to do like my usual heart, but do it on the back. But I thought, oh, I could do like a whole thing and I can embroider stuff. And then I put like a little loop. So then I made like a little charm that you can attach to the loop, although I need to use a thinner ribbon. I've also ordered some little D-rings, because I thought actually if you had a little D-ring in there, you could hook more things on it more easily. So you can hook charms onto it. I've also made like this beaded, dangly, sparkly charm that you could hook onto it. I've also been experimenting with making labels. So that's got them, because the Numinous Tarot's in here, as is the Trionfi della Luna, Paradoxical Rose. But I need either some more wider ribbon, because most of the ribbon I use is 1 centimeter. And I think this is about 1.2, 1.3. And I need to order some smaller grommets. And I don't know, ways of attaching them. So I'm figuring stuff out, but yeah, I'm starting, that's what I'm working on. I need to finish the other 2 and just carry on playing. But yeah, double pouches will be coming soon. I've also got some other pouch designs. I'm working on a sort of deconstructed pouch thing as well. Yeah, there's stuff coming. The shop is currently still on holiday mode because I live in Plague Central. But I'm hoping I'll be able to open soon and do some shop drops. So yeah, thank you for everyone that came, and for all the birthday wishes, and for sticking with me while I just chat pure shite. Thank you, Kaz. And thank you for, yeah, I know that I'm not very good at photo taking. It's something I'm quite self-conscious about. I wasn't self-conscious about it until I had to do it for my business, and I'm just like, oh my god, my pictures are like bobbins. I need to get better at them. And yeah, thank you. Basically, keep yourself safe, look after each other. I say each other, I don't mean like you all looking after each other you don't all know each other in person. I mean like look after each other, your people that are around. I'm just gonna go because I'm distracted by how much, but it's been lovely chatting. It's been lovely having a catch up. It's always fun to have a live chat, for me anyway. I love chatting to you all, and yeah, have a good rest of week, and keep your peepers peeled for some new videos, pre-recorded videos coming up at some point. And I hope your now kit arrives quickly for you, Alicia. I'm very excited to hear how you get on with that. So you all take care, and yeah, ciao and stuff. Bye.